Hello children, in this video we will be doing the lesson The Gift of Magi. It is a short story written by O. Henry whose original name is William Sidney Porter. His stories are known for their surprise endings. In this lesson there is a girl named Della who is married and she is determined to give her husband a Christmas gift. In order to afford the gift, which is a fob chain for her husband's watch, she sells her long beautiful hair, only to learn that he has also sold his beloved watch to buy her a set of combs. It is a very heartfelt story that is very sad as well as happy. So now let us see what the lesson is in detail. In this paragraph, Della is seen counting the money that she had been saving for quite a long time to buy her husband a gift. Now, the only money she has is $1.87, which was very, very less. The next day was Christmas and she didn't had enough money. She was very sad about it. They had rented a furnished flat in which they were living for about $8 per week. It was a very old looking house. Their salary was very less. It was very difficult for them to pay the rent. Their life was just like a little better than a beggar. They had a letterbox on the hallway which was so small that no letter could be put in it. Also, there was a doorbell which no one had the guts to ring it because it was very old and anyone could get a current or a shock through it. On the letterbox was written the name of Mr. James Dillingham Young, who was Della's husband. In the beginning, James used to earn more salary, around $30 per week. So they had a big name plate on their door. But as his salary reduced to $20, they reduced their nameplate and added just the letter D. Her husband was called Jim at home, who, whenever he came home from work, Della used to lovingly hug him and welcome him home. Now, poor Della stopped crying. She was very sad and she put some powder on her cheeks and came back to normal. Her head was heavy still and she was very sad. So now, when she opened the window and looked outside, she saw a grey fence, grey cat, and everything that she saw looked grey and colorless due to her sadness. She wanted to give her husband a very grand gift on Christmas, but the money that she was having was very, very less. She had bargained and fought with so many shopkeepers to save some money, but still she managed to save only $1.87. Expenses were more and salary was very, very less. She had made great plans for the gift for her husband. Now, in her house there was a pier glass. A pier glass is a mirror, a large mirror used originally to fill the wall. Now, because they had a very small house, that is why this glass was also very, very thin. Only thin people could be seen on it, the full body. But as Della was very thin and agile means alert, she could see her reflection on it in a rapid way. Della was very thin and she was good at it. She could see herself on that mirror. Now suddenly she whirled from the window and stood before the glass. Now Della, who was there, she was very sad. She was continuously thinking about her husband's gift. Her face, which was there, she had lost the color of her face. She became very pale and she just pulled her hair down, and in her full length. She had a very long hair. She had very long hair, lengthy hair, okay, and beautiful looking hair. Now there were two things that they had, important and precious things. One is Della's long and beautiful hair, and the second thing was Jim's gold watch, okay, which his grandfather and his father had given it to, passed on to him. So these were the two important possessions that they had. The other was Della's hair, okay, which is her hair, which was very beautiful, and Jim really loved her hair. It was like the author who has written this lesson, that is William, he is comparing, he's saying that if Queen Sheba, who was the queen, okay, in the biblical times, who had a lot of jewels with her, if Queen Sheba lived as a neighbor, if she was a neighbor of Della, then she would have, Della's hair would have diminished, okay. Depreciated means what? It means she would have, reduced the value of all the jewelry that Queen Sheba had, because Della's hair was so beautiful and so long. Everyone loved her hair, okay. And the author is also saying that Jim's watch, which was there, okay, it was so beautiful. And had King Solomon been the janitor means what? It means a caretaker or a doorkeeper with all his treasures. Solomon also was a very rich king, okay. He was a king who had a lot of money and treasure. If he was there, then he would also have been very jealous of Jim's watch. It was so precious and so costly. It was a very good watch. So now Della's beautiful hair fell about her, rippling and shining like a cascade. So as soon as Della opened her hair, okay, it fell down, like silk. It just fell down as soon as she opened it. It was so silky and so beautiful. Jim would have pulled out her watch, and every time, okay, it reached below her knee. The hair, Della's hair, which was her length, it reached below her knee, and it made itself almost like a garment. So it was not needed that she had to wear any garment. Her hair itself looked, when she opened it, it looked like a garment on her. And as soon as she was looking at herself on the mirror, okay, she was like looking at the beauty of her hair, she nervously just tied her hair on top again. She was very nervous, and she was sad because she couldn't give any, she was not able to give any gift for her husband, and tomorrow was Christmas. A little tears came out of her eyes, which just fell onto the floor, which was on the red carpet, a worn red carpet. Means what? It was a old carpet. On went her old brown jacket. Now suddenly she started getting ready to go somewhere. So she put her old and very torn brown jacket, okay, and she put on her head, she put a brown hat with a whirl. Now she had worn a skirt, so she just moved so quickly that her skirt started moving in waves. There was a sparkle still in her eyes. She was still, thinking that anyhow she can buy a gift for her husband. So there was something that was going on in her mind. She wanted to do something, and anyhow she wanted to buy a gift for her husband. She just ran out of the door. Okay, fluttered means she just, danced out of the door, and she went down the stairs into the streets. Now she was just walking on the street, and she stopped near a place. There was a signboard which read Madam Safroni, hair goods and all of kinds. Means this was a place where the person used to buy hair, okay, like a salon where wigs are made. So this was a place where she buys, Madam Safroni buys hair. So as soon as Della read this, she just climbed the stairs very fast and went to Madam Safroni. Okay, now she went there, and it was so fast that Safroni couldn't even see. Okay, she came so fast. Now Della said, "Please, will you buy my hair?" Okay, she said, "Can you buy my hair?" Then Madam Safroni said, "For that you need to take off your hat, okay, and you need to show me your hair." So Della just opened her hair and showed it to her. As soon as Madam Safroni saw the hair, she told that she'll give or she will pay $20 for the hair. Okay, and then she said yes, and her hair was chopped off, which was the most important possession in their family after watch. Okay, two possessions. Now one was gone. Now the next was, as soon as she got the money, okay, that is $20, she just ran into the shop, okay, to find something for her husband, some gift for her husband, as tomorrow was Christmas. She just went and she started ransacking means what? She started looking out for the gifts, something. Finally she found something. She found was a fob chain. What is a fob chain? Fob chain is a chain which is attached to a watch for carrying in a waistcoat. Okay, and it was made out of platinum. It looked very beautiful and elegant. It was the most beautiful fob chain that she had brought. She thought that this would look so good on her husband, that is Jim's. On it would look so good. Earlier Jim used to look at the watch very in a hideous way. He used to hide and look at the time, because the watch had a very old and torn leather band, due to which he felt embarrassed to remove his watch out. But now, after Della giving this gift to him, he would very comfortably and confidently remove his watch and look at the watch hundreds of times. She felt in this way, Della was thinking. When Della reached home, now Della bought everything. She was very happy, and she was so happy, over the top of the cloud, because she finally got the gift for her husband. She reached home, she got out of her curling now, because her hair was gone now. Okay, she had to do something, because her husband really loved her hair. Now if he would come home and look at her small hair, short hair, then he would be angry. So in order to improve it, improve her hair, she removed the curling iron and started giving a little nice hairdo, giving a little nice hair, curly hair, so that at least it will look nice. Now the author is saying that in love, people can do anything. That is the ravage made by generosity added to love. It means trying to repay the huge amount of money spent on the gift. So love makes you spend anything, like just for love for her husband. She just gave off her precious thing, that is her hair. So now she wanted to make the thing proper, that is she wanted to make her look presentable, because now her hair was very short. So she thought maybe Jim might not like her that much. So within 40 minutes her head was covered with tiny close lying curls. So she was curling her hair. So you all know that in order to curl your hair, they put that curlers. So she was curling her hair wonderfully, like a truant. Now with these curlers on her head, she looked as if she was a truant school going boy. Truant means what? A student who remains absent from school for no reason. Okay, bunking school. She looked at her reflection in the mirror long, carefully, and critically. She was just in shock, because she was so used to this long hair that for the first time she is looking at herself and she felt little shock. Okay, she didn't feel good. So she was thinking that if Jim doesn't kill me, she said to herself, before takes a second. So she was feeling like she would like to look good before Jim comes home. Now she was all ready. Okay, she was a little bit scared that what would Jim say. Before takes a second look at me, he'll say, I look like a Coney Island chorus girl. What does Coney Island chorus girl mean? It means Coney Island is an amusement park in New York. Okay, so some girls, chorus girls at that time, olden times, not today, would have short hair. They had very short hair. So many would perform at the amusement park for public. So in olden times, there were girls with short hair who used to sing in that amusement park, which is Coney Island. So if Jim would look at her now in this state, he would really say that she looked like one of those girls. But what could she do? Okay, she wanted that money and she had only $1.87, which in no way could she buy anything for Jim in that money. So she had to sacrifice her hair. So it was 7 o'clock. She started making herself ready for the food. Okay, she started making food now. She heated the frying pan and put the chops is a meat. Okay, she started frying the meat. Now Jim, who he used to always come on time from work, he was never late from work. So Della was holding that fork chain, okay, the gift on in her hand, because she was so excited to give that chain to her husband, but at the same time she was a little scared also, because her hair was short and he loved her long hair. So she was scared, at the same time she was little bit excited. She had a habit. Now what happened, it was 7 and she could hear some footsteps. That is, Jim was climbing the staircase and he was coming up. So Della was a little scared, and for even small things, Della used to say small and silent prayers. So now she said prayers in her mind, so that everything may go good, and that Jim should like the gift that she brought. Now the door opened and Jim came inside. Okay, he looked thin and very serious. Now this poor fellow who was there, he is coming in the scene for the first time. In the whole story till now, we did not see Jim anytime. Now he is entering the scene. He entered the house. He was very thin, poor fellow, very serious, and his age was just 22. Such a small poor guy. Okay, and he had a burden of a family. He was looking after his wife and house and everything, and he had a overcoat. It's a warm coat worn in cold countries, which was so old. Okay, he didn't even have gloves. Okay, because in foreign countries, wherever it is cold, people wear gloves, because it helps them to prevent from any kind of cold. So Jim stopped inside the door in immovable, set rat. So as soon as he entered the door, he just froze there looking at Della, because he could not believe his eyes that Della looked so different. Okay, she looked very different. So he was very shocked. His eyes were like, as if there was a dog who was hunting him. He looked so shocked. His eyes were fixed. He couldn't even move. He did not give any expression. Now Della was terrified. She felt scared. Like, what has happened to him? Is he angry, or is he surprised, or is he not approving of her haircut? What happened? He simply stared at her, fixed, that peculiar expression on his face. He was still standing there in a very strange looking face. Della just, she was standing beside the table. She just wriggled, in a very quick movement. She went towards him, and Jim, she cried. Okay, she was trying to, pacify him. That, okay, sorry, there was no other way. Look at me that way. I had my hair. So she was telling that, do you not love me with my short hair? Okay, I did all these things. She's saying that she did all this thing so that she could give him a very good gift. That's it. I just had to do it. My hair grows awfully fast. So now she was just trying to pacify him. She says that this is just for now. In few months, her hair will be back to that normal length. So you don't need to worry. I have done all these things. She's saying that she has done all these things just to give him a good, grand gift. You don't know what a beautiful, nice gift I have got for you. So she was just trying to pacify him and tell him that she has got a very nice gift for him. You have cut off your hair, asked Jim laboriously, as if he had not. Now still he was not into that, senses. He was still figuring out that Della's hair is no more. She does not have that long hair now. So he again asked this question to him. Cut it off and sold it. So Della says that, yes, I have just cut my hair and just sold it out. Don't you like me as well now? She is asking that, do you not like me in my short hair? Do you like my hair or me? So she's asking this question. So Jim looked the room curiously. So Jim was like just looking very curiously. He did not have anything to say. He was thinking what he should say, because he really loved her hair, and there was something else also which was concerning him. Now you say your hair is gone, he said with an air almost of idiocy. Now he was feeling a little bit foolish because he also had brought something for her, okay, which was related to his gift for her. Okay, you needn't look for it, said Della. It's sold. So Della is still convincing him and telling that you don't look for my hair anywhere here. I have just sold it. I've cut it off and sold it. It is Christmas. Be happy. Be good to me. She's saying that be good to her. Okay. Stop being angry. Stop being so angry and sad. It's Christmas today. Let's have fun and be happy. Now she's saying maybe the hairs of my head were numbered. She's saying her hair that she had on her head, maybe they were precious. That's why she sold it for the gift. Now she's saying let's have some chops. Nobody could ever count my love for you. Shall I put the chops on Jim? So Jim finally came onto his senses and told Della that it's not the hair that he loves. He loves Della, okay, as she is. If she has short hair, long hair, pretty, ugly, whatever, he loves her, okay. And he's told that put the chops on the fry pan. Let us have the dinner. Out of his trance, Jim seemed quickly to wake for 10 seconds. Let us regard with discreet scrutiny. So he was still in, a little bit of that shock of Della looking in that way. $8 a week or a million a year. What is the difference? A mathematician or a wit? So he's saying, what is the difference between, $8 a month or someone giving, pretty good tricks on mathematics? The Magi brought valuable gifts, but that was not among them. This dark assertion will be illuminated later on. Jim drew a package. Now what happened? He had also brought a gift for Della. He just put his hand inside his pocket and removed a packet out. Okay, don't make any mistake, Dell, he said, about me. I don't think. Now he removed the packet and said that don't take me wrong, okay. I have brought for you something. So Della just, went to the packet and very smoothly she just opened the strings and all. It was packed. She just removed. And as soon as she opened it, she saw something which shocked her. There were combs, okay. There were combs that were there which she always wanted. She always wanted these combs, but it was very, very, very expensive. These combs were made out of tortoise shell, okay, and they were very expensive and they were having jewelry, like there were jewels on it. That's why they were very expensive, and she always wanted them, but she could never buy them. But today Jim had bought these for her, okay, and today she had no hair to put into it. Okay, the comb which was there, this comb is not the normal comb. It is those kind of jeweled combs in olden times where people used to just tuck it in onto their buns, okay, into a bun. So this comb which he had brought were of no use to her right now, okay, because now she did not have any hair on her. Her hair was short. Beautiful comb made out of tortoise shells. They were expensive and everything, but she hugged them to her bosom, and at a length she was able to look up to him, his dim eyes, and a smile. She said that it's okay, her hair is going to grow again in some months. She will be able to use it. Now what happened? Della just put her hand forward. She was very excited to give her gift to him, that is the fob chain, okay. So she just extended her hand forward and showed the fob chain to him. The dull precious metal seemed to flash, okay. As soon as she removed that fob chain from her hand and showed it to Jim, the metal which was there, that platinum, just shined and sparkled in a reflection, bright. Isn't it dandy, Jim? Dandy means what? Isn't it fashionable? She asked a question. Isn't it good looking? She showed the fob chain and asked him. I hunted all over. She said that she has searched for this in so many shops, okay, for this thing. Instead of obeying, Jim tumbled down on the couch and put his hands under the back of his head and smiled. Now Jim knew what he had done. In order to buy those combs, he sold his watch, okay, and in order to buy Jim's fob chain, she had sold her hair. Now both of them sold their own precious things, important things, in order to buy their own things. So Jim said, let's just leave this. I just sold my watch in order to bring these combs. So now let's just forget about these presents and enjoy Christmas. Okay, I sold a watch to get the money to buy your combs, and now suppose you put those chops on. So now they just forgot about it and they started enjoying. Now this is a lesson. Okay, the Magi is a lesson where in the Bible there are these three kings who bring gifts for Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is also a kind of a lesson where one doesn't think about his or her own important things. As Della sold her hair and Jim sold his watch, so it's like a sacrifice, and a sacrifice which a person does not think before buying anything for anyone. So it is a pure act of sacrifice and love which was shown between these two people, that is Della and Jim, which is called as the gift of Magi. So in this way we complete with the explanation. Thank you for listening. Take care.